Hi guys, it's Alisa. It's day 5 of Start Now, my 30-day series that I'm doing about just starting the plans that God has for you, the dreams and desires He's giving you. Today we're going to talk about small beginnings. The Bible says in Zechariah 4:10, "Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin." And I just want to talk quickly about how our society loves the word epic, big, grand, lots of fanfare. That's what our world really values and kind of says is valuable. But to really get to that point, there is a small beginning. Everything huge, everything grand, everything big has a small beginning. And I think so many times we abort those small beginnings because we overlook them or we despise them. And if you look up despise, it means to really abhor or to look down or to kind of make fun of. So despising the seed that God has planted in us is kind of a big deal, because the Bible says that if we are faithful in the small things, He will give us, the bigger things. And the seeds of destiny that God plants in us are small. Sometimes they're really small to where we might even miss it. But we have to be faithful with that small seed and grow it so it can become the big destiny or dream that God has for us. And a good example of that is writing. When I first sit down to write a book, it's really a small beginning. You can almost start to write it and stop and forget about it because it's so small and it seems so insignificant and so not epic, but the first 1,000 words of a book, you keep adding to it another 1,000, until all of a sudden you have 50, 60, or even 100,000 words, and then you're done. But you had to be faithful with the first beginnings, with the first part of it. And not just faithful, the Bible says don't despise it. So the opposite would be rejoicing over those small beginnings that God has given us. So I just want to encourage you today to look at those small seeds that God has planted in you, to not overlook them and to rejoice in them, knowing that if you stay faithful to them, they'll grow into the big tree that God has from the seed He's planted. And just not to despise them, to pick those seeds up and to work at them and to be faithful with them. And that's a big part of starting now, is whatever you start now is going to be small. And you have to have faith that God is going to do something great in it, in that small beginning. So I hope you guys enjoyed day 5 of Starting Now, about not despising those small little seeds that God is giving you. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.